Welcome everyone to the long-awaited return of This Week in Geek. It is I, one of your hosts, Ren Geekness. I am joined as always by my co-host, Zach Pope. How you doing, Zach? It's been a while.
I know, man. It's been a while. It's been like what, 2, 3 weeks. I had Comic-Con, then you went on vacation,
Exactly.
and now we're finally back. So it's good, man. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy we got a great what is it, a segment or topic to talk about today
Yeah,
about Ezra Miller.
it's a collection of topics within one because it seemed like at one point for the past 2 years, every week or so, there was one topic per week that discussed Ezra Miller. This week, it seemed like every day there was something, something new update related to him and how this situation just keeps getting worse, even though
Yep.
we didn't think that was possible. So
Nope.
we're going to get into all of that, but as always, in case you're new to the show, thank you so much for clicking on this. Thank you so much for listening to us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Here's how the show works. Zach and I are going to do our weekly segment, which is our weekly ranking, where we look back on everything we watched this past week and rank them for you. We welcome you to type your weekly ranking down in the chat, and then on the and sorry, and then we are going to go into our topic of discussion this week, which is all the updates regarding Ezra Miller and WB, because it seemed like the world waited for us to not be able to do the show, for everything to fall down, for WB to fall down, essentially, for DC, the future of DCEU, to crumble to the ground and be made into dust. And after that, after our topic of discussion, we're going to go into your live questions. Your live questions can be submitted in one of three ways, or all three if you want. One of them is the tip link, which directly supports the channel. It's right down in the description. The super chats also work to support the channel. And last but not least, a lot of you have already submitted questions on the community tab on my channel. I left the thumbnail for today's show on there, and you guys went ahead and submitted your questions, which we're going to get on the back half of the show. So without any further ado, here is my weekly ranking. And we're starting off at the very bottom, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, before the weekly ranking, full disclosure, Zach and I have seen the first 4 episodes of She-Hulk. We cannot discuss anything about it whatsoever until this upcoming week. Though I do have some good news regarding my coverage of She-Hulk, which I will get to when we move on to the live questions. Without any further ado, my weekly ranking, starting at the very bottom. I watched this past Sunday. I was kind of excited for this film because the concept is great. The title is genius. I don't care what anyone says. And the film is utter garbage. And that is They Slash Them, the new Kevin Bacon LGBTQ plus slasher film. It's a slasher by name only. The slasher element, it's like an afterthought in the entire film. The dialogue is hokey, is on the nose. It's just an awful, awful film. Still better than Morbius, but awful. Up next, over that, we have Secret Headquarters. This is the new Paramount original film
Best movie of
that
the year, isn't it?
I I thought it was fine. It feels, it looks, it happens like a Disney Channel original film. Owen Wilson and Michael Pena are great, but you really have to stick it out throughout the film to get them on screen, and most importantly, to get them on screen together. I know that's not what you were expecting. You probably expected Owen Wilson to be the lead of the film. He's not, really. Walker Scobell from the Adam Project, he's in this. He's as charismatic as ever. I just don't think the script does him any favors. There's a mid-credit scene, by the way, in case you're interested, but it's pretty lame. Over that, the new Apple TV original, the first animated original, Luck.
Oh, wow.
I thought it had
And
some interesting
made by John
concepts.
Lasseter. This is the
Made
first
by
big
John.
film with
He
John
produces,
Lasseter.
right? Yeah. He
Yeah.
produces ever since he went away. You can tell it is a John Lasseter production, and I'll tell you why. Because it has the world building of a Monsters Inc. It has some themes similar to Inside Out, though this time it's not like emotions or anything. It's luck and enjoying life as it comes with the good and the bad and all that. But it always feels derivative of those. It never feels like, oh, this is inspired by those. This comes from the same guy that had the imagination behind those two films. it feels derivative, and that's the worst thing. It's not a bad movie. It's not an awful movie. The characters are charming. They're nice. The chemistry between the Simon Pegg voiced cat and our lead is cute. But it's just that you're always thinking, oh, this is from that other movie, that other better animated movie. So a disappointment because I thought it looked rather good from the trailers. Over that, I'm going to have 13 Lives. This is the Ron Howard, um, not Paramount, Prime film based on the rescue of the 13 young soccer players from I believe they were from Taiwan. Sorry, from Taiwan. Um, and I thought the acting was really good. The scenes with the divings and inside the caves are extremely claustrophobic. The sound work is immensely immersive, but the film has no right to being 2 hours and 30 minutes long. Like, I love my long movies, especially when you tell me going into this film that it is 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I think this story can go for 2 hours and 30
Well, it's
minutes.
funny.
And it's very,
Documentary that's like
yeah.
apparently insanely better is only an hour and like 50.
Oh, the documentary. I didn't watch the documentary because
Oh,
you
it's
know what
really
I'm like with
good. And I'm not
documentaries.
a fan of docs. I'm not a fan of
Yeah.
docs. It's really good.
But there is a trailer for a documentary that came out this week that I'm like enamored by. No pun
Oh,
intended, because it's about Army Hammer and his family. It's coming out on Discovery Plus. Go watch that trailer. That trailer is amazing.
yep.
So I'm definitely watching that documentary. But yeah, this one, I thought the second half really kicked in, but it takes a long while to get started. Like for a film that's 2 hours and 30 minutes, you have to take that 1 hour in stride because until the 1 hour mark, it doesn't really get going. It takes its sweet ass time in
Yep.
in um, in getting the pieces in place for it to get going. Over that, quite a nice surprise, Zach. Day Shift came out yesterday on
I
Netflix.
need to watch
Jamie
this.
Foxx,
I need to watch
vampire
this.
film. Snoop Dogg is in it as a badass vampire hunter who's essentially Snoop Dogg himself, but a vampire hunter. This
So it's
is
fun.
great. It's really fun. The characters
Let me
are
ask
basic.
you.
The plot,
I
yeah,
love films like Legion and Daybreakers. Like they're not great, but they're fun. Is this kind of that same fun?
it's a cut below. I think Legion is great. I think Daybreakers is amazing because it adds something new to the lore, like
Yeah.
the generic lore.
Hmm.
But this one, what it does with the vampire lore, nothing. It's vampires. That's it.
But it's
Doesn't
fun
do
at least.
anything interesting with world building. It's directed by a stuntman. It's produced by Chad Stahelski. So you watch this film and you watch the action scenes and you're like, okay, yeah, this is why I'm watching this film. And I said this in my review. I'll say it here. The amount of action, most importantly, the quality of action you get in this film entirely justifies you clicking play on Netflix. The characters are fine. It's the chemistry of the actors that
What's the
makes you
runtime?
enjoy this film. The plot is very basic. It's very by the numbers. The lore is added nothing new throughout this, but the action, man, the action is fantastic.
Runtime
Over
good?
that,
Is it too long? Too
runtime
short?
is 1 hour 44. Yeah, it goes by
Okay.
fast. It's all right. It's perfectly fine. Over that, another film where the action is sensational. Another film directed by a stuntman. I know I'm late on this one. Eric Thorpe, shout out to you, sir. You are my one comment on that review. Um, Bullet Train, man. I had a
Oh, it's
blast
so good.
watching this.
So much
This is
fun.
so much
I might
fun.
go see it again
Um,
tonight.
oh, I wonder if I'll go watch it again because I have so many other. I need to go watch Thor with my dad. And I know you like this one, but I have to give Thor priority. But anyway, Bullet Train is
Thor's
really
better.
really fun. Thor's much better because Bullet Train you don't quite connect to it emotionally. There are some conveniences when it comes to connecting all these stories, and once you get like to the way all these stories connect, you're like, there was so many much easier ways to get like what you wanted person who's connecting all these stories. So I really enjoyed it. It's fun. It's just not great. But you know what is great? I didn't expect it to be. I was kind of dubious about this. But the best thing I watched this entire week was Dragon Ball Super Superhero. It's coming out in IMAX,
Don't talk too
coming
much
out in
about it.
theaters.
I can't
I've
wait
seen
to
it
see it this
twice.
week.
I have one more view left on my screening link, and I'm going to watch it either today or tomorrow while I record other things. I watched something else that I can't talk about, but review will be up on Monday for that. But Dragon Ball Super Superhero, guys, it's a real treat. If you're a fan at all of Dragon Ball, don't expect this to be a Dragon Ball Z or a Dragon Ball Super style film. This is small scale. This is not about ending the world. This is a personal story to Gohan and Piccolo, who are at their best.
And they're my favorite dynamic. Arguably, they are the best dynamic. With
then
one
you're
another
going to absolutely love this film. This is probably going to be your favorite movie of the year then.
I want to ask you this. So I am taking my fiance next week to see this. She has never watched Dragon Ball in her entire life, but she wants, whatever for me. Do I need to explain anything to her?
If anything, you need to explain to her what is.
Because I've only seen I saw the first 20 minutes at Comic-Con. So that's all I know from it.
So you'll need to explain who is Piccolo to Gohan, because he clearly isn't his literal father,
Yeah. And can you answer one thing for me?
Yeah.
Can you answer one thing for me? Is Goku in the movie at all?
Yes.
Okay.
But he's basically in the movie to tell you this movie is not about him or Vegeta.
Okay. Which is, I'm just going to say that's really risky for them to. It's great that they're doing it, but I love it because Gohan is arguably one of the best Dragon Ball characters that they have not focused on at all in the last however many days or however many years, So I'm super hyped to see this.
Dude,
I have that.
You're going to be very happy.
So.
You're going to be very, very happy.
I really like the
There is a post-credit scene at the very end, by the way.
All the way at the end?
All the way at the end.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm excited.
And so yeah, I agree with what Yeezy Hay is saying in the chat, by the way. Piccolo is his real father, okay? Piccolo raised Gohan. And that's why there's a dynamic in here with Piccolo and Pan that my heart sang watching it. Because Zach knows, a lot of you watching right now know, I love Pan since GT, the thing that nobody likes in Dragon Ball. But now they're giving Pan, they're bringing her into canon, they're adding this new dynamic that we haven't seen before. And my heart.
So this movie's canon. This movie's canon then.
The movie is canon. The movie is canon.
Okay.
It is a continuing story directly from Broly, and you'll see that easily.
That's
There's
good.
References to
Broly.
the Tournament of Power.
I love Broly so much.
Yeah, and I will say Broly is probably still my number 2 Dragon Ball film. There'll be a Dragon Ball movie ranking, by the way, this week. So semi-spoiler for
You're
that.
You're going to rank every single one?
Yeah. I mean, I reviewed every single one.
How many is that?
So 13 plus Trunks and Bardock 15, 19.
Well, I guess that's not bad. Why do I expect there was more?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yes, there's 3 more, so it's actually 22 because with the original Dragon Ball movies, not the Z movies, but Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle, and Mystical Adventure, and Legend of Shenron. Legend of Shenron is very close to the bottom, by the way.
I literally have only seen 5 Dragon Ball movies.
And most of them are not good, so I hope you've only seen the good.
I've seen Cooler. I've seen
which one?
All I've seen both of them. However many there are, I've seen them all.
The second one is not good at all.
Yeah. So, but sweet man, that's exciting.
But yeah, that's my number 1, Dragon Ball Superhero. Go watch it. I'm going to watch it for the 4th time in theaters when it comes out this upcoming week with Nope. So Zach, what do you got?
All right. So I have not watched many movies. I have been watching a lot more TV, but I can't remember all the TV shows I've watched, so those will not be really included. So I'll only include a couple. So at the bottom is The Bounty Hunter. This stars Gerard Butler and Jennifer Aniston. I've never seen this. I put it on last night to watch it. It's fine. It's the complete definition of fine. I didn't really care, but I like Gerard Butler, so I'll take it for what it is. Coming up next is No Strings Attached. Enjoyable enough. I just wanted to put something on while I was going to bed, and Natalie Portman's a bitch in this movie. Next up, we got DC League of Super Pets. I did not hate this movie. I went after all the hype. people like it's fun. It's fine. It's fun. And then that's about it. Like, but what made me realize is, God, I need a Superman movie. I need a live
Yeah.
action Superman movie, whether it's Henry or someone else. The fact that it has almost been, what, 10 years and we have not gotten
Yeah.
a solo, that's insane to me. Then up next, we have Set It Up, which I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is a Netflix film. I didn't know
I
Glenn
have with
Powell was
Zoe
in it.
Deutsch and Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know Glenn was in it. So the second I saw Glenn and Zoe, I'm like, done watching it. Don't even care what it is about. And I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It kind of like broke the mold for certain things, but its heart is what really made me care about this
Yeah.
show. So in the end of the day, it's that. Then up next, I have Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I did not love this movie, and I really wanted to. Everyone I talked to loved it, besides a couple of us, and I'm in that minority too. I thought it was fun. It was enjoyable. I will say predictable. I knew exactly what had happened and who the
Really?
killer was. I knew it. The second I saw how the first person died, I'm like, yep.
Okay.
So that, but I will say the
I will
movie
say
made
this
me
in favor of the film. I did not see it coming whatsoever.
really. I
The
knew
payoff
they
for
were
that is
gonna
not
go for something.
satisfying. I will say
Hmm.
that because like this was the last press screening I had. Like I had this on the 28th, and on the 29th I flew here. I flew home. So this was like the
Hmm.
last press screening. So I have a review recorded. They asked us to hold it until closer to release, which is September 9th, which is stupid, but whatever. I'll do it. The review is edited. The review is coming out. I I like it slightly better than you from what we talked about on the chat, and but I don't love it either
Yeah.
because
I really
even
liked
though I
it
didn't
though.
see it coming, it was unpredictable for me. But as soon you'll know what I'm saying. As soon as the video starts playing, I'm like, oh no, oh no. As soon
Yeah.
as they start playing, that's when I like, oh, it's gonna be this, and I was like, oh no, don't do
You,
this, don't.
you
And they
you
did.
knew how I knew what the twist was and who the killer was.
Mm.
I knew it because as I was watching the movie, and my prediction only got more as I started to see the satire a little bit heavier towards the back half, specifically in one monologue where there's like five of them arguing. In that
Yeah,
moment, I'm like, yep, that's who it is. And then I will say
I
it
can
made me
see that.
subvert it for a second because the thing I really like about this movie, and I don't know why, like my issues with the film really aren't much. It's just like kind of one of those movies that I just didn't love, but everyone else did. I like wasn't on the same wavelength as it. The performances are really good. Maria Bakalov is not a one-trick pony from Borat 2. She is really, really good in this. Along the likes of Rachel Sennott is awesome too.
She's the standout for me. She's so
But
good.
the way they shot the movie. I thought it was gonna be terrible to shoot it all in the dark and barely have any light, but they did a really good job of bringing the tension. Do not expect a horror movie. This is not a horror movie. I will say 1000% this is not a horror movie. So I overall really liked it, and yeah, but that's not my number one for the week. My number one for the week is Better Call Saul. This was the penultimate episode for the entirety of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. They announced that this is it, Monday. That's it. No more. No more plans
Oh, it's
for
Monday
a
when it ends.
spinoff or anything.
After
Yeah,
tomorrow.
and this last episode, the last five episodes have been some of the best stuff I have watched on TV ever.
All right.
And I love Breaking Bad. It's my favorite show of all time. But Better Call Saul, like it is so good. And this last episode was so fucking emotional. Like my heart was broken seeing it. Like seeing how this man became the guy he is now. It is a true character arc, and arguably you could argue that this show is better than Breaking Bad in a lot of different ways. But
Whoa.
I would not argue that fully.
Question
But
is, do you think that?
no,
Okay.
just because Better Call Saul started a little bit too slow in the beginning,
Mhm.
like way more slow than Breaking Bad did. But I am in love with this show. I'm going to be a wreck next Monday night. Like I made sure I'm not doing any screenings. I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna watch it, do a review, and yeah, no, I'm excited. But that was my number one for the week. Easily the best thing I saw.
All righty then. Well, that's our weekly ranking. Let's move on to your guys' weekly ranking. And we start with Tony Movie Chappie, good friend of the channel. Number 4, P.S. I Love You. I never saw this film, by the way. Number 3, E.T. Number 2, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And number 1, rewatch, Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, a masterpiece that was ahead of its time. I would move E.T. to number 1 for sure, but everything else I would leave it as it is. Obviously, I haven't seen PS. I love you though. So no opinion on that for me. Jack Alexander, I was at summer camp all week, so I didn't watch much until yesterday. There was unfortunately a COVID outbreak, so I'm hoping to watch a lot this week. Well, I hope you're doing all right, Jack. I hope you didn't get it, but even if you did get it, I hope you have the necessary rest that you need and deserve, and watch a lot of good movies and TV shows if you want. Number 3, Come On, Come On. Number 2, Train Spotting. And number 1, La La Land Rewatch. That is the correct order for this top, my friend. Thank you so much for sharing. Those are all good movies, by the way. I like or love all these films. So you didn't watch anything bad this week. You only watched recommended stuff. Eric Thorpe reviews. I watched you today when I was catching up on the John Campea show, sir, by the way. Good on you. Because we got that joke of Jon Snow at Tormund first here. Number 1, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring Extended Cut. Number 2, Westworld, Season 4, Episode 7, which I forgot to rank, but I am finally caught up on Westworld.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3,
best season so far.
I still think Season 1 is the best one, but this is racking up to second place easily. My Dinner with Hervé, that's the one with Jamie Dornan and Peter Dinklage, if I'm not mistaken, and I've never seen it, but it was one of those, like, just this cast. I need to watch this one. Number 4, Batman Beyond, Season 2, Episodes 4 through 10. I'm also catching up on a DC show currently, but it's Young Justice Season 4. Number 5, Barry, Season 3, Episode 4. Number 7, Prey. And number 8, Titan, Season 2, Episode 9. There's a Part 2. Number 9, X-Men 93, Season 4, Episode 4. Number 10, Spider-Man 94, Season 2, Episode 6. Number 11, Supergirl. Why are you watching Supergirl, man? Don't put yourself through that, Eric. Number 2, Black Lightning, Season 2, Episode. Season 2 is when I dropped Black Lightning, but I don't think I even made it to Episode 11. So good on you for sticking it out with Supergirl and with Black Lightning. Kudos to you, my friend. All right. Gigo AP, good friend of the show. I get my weekly ranking. I guess I'll go number 5, Bullet Train. Number 4, How I Met Your Mother. Some episodes is enough. That's the way you start. Number 3, Scream 4. Number 2, Scream 2022. And number 1, The Departed. I actually recently watched this one a couple of months ago at this point, but I remember talking to you guys about it. I remember talking with you guys here on the show about it. All right. My friends, it's all fun and games until you have to talk about Ezra Miller. And as much as we try not to, much as we try to I'm done with it. I can't even muster any surprise or shock when headlines come out, which I genuinely can't. I'm immune to reacting to what happens with Ezra Miller on the news. But yeah, it happened again. We got some new updates. We got some news that go along with some things that we knew already that just make other things that we knew already even worse. We just got one from Joe Fletcher, by the way. I want to bring it up. Joe Fletcher says not okay at number 6, The Gray Man at number 5, Forrest Gump at number 4, John Wick at number 3, Captain America Winter Soldier at number 2, and Ferris Bueller at number 1. Those are all good movies, by the way. I do think Forrest Gump is overrated, but it's a good movie.
Never finished it.
Never finished it. Wow. Okay.
To be honest, I've probably seen every single scene, but never in one sitting.
Okay. Yeah.
Fun fact, I actually have a video coming out tomorrow where I talk about 10 movies I've never seen. And there's about 5 on there that I'm like, everyone's going to be like, how the fuck have you never seen that? Should I say one right now? Should I say one more right now?
Yeah.
Schindler's List. Schindler's List. Never seen it.
Wow.
I've seen about half the movie, like probably just from scenes. But yeah, never seen it.
I feel pity for you because you're going to go through that pain for the first time.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a recommend. But it's a heavy one.
I think
Like,
you know what though. I think
once,
that's the reason I've never finished it, is because I've seen so much.
You're going to enjoy it because it's really good, but you're probably only going to watch it once in your life, and that's it. So yeah, much like Hachi a Dog's Tale, which I made you watch.
Yeah.
And
then my fiance decided to play it.
So. All right. So, Ezra Miller, man. Zach, not only is he involved in some kind of kidnapping of a child and the mother, I believe, but also this summer, like 2 months ago, tops, because it's during the summer, he shot reshoots of The Flash after getting all the allegations and all the accusations and committing all these illegalities and crimes and assaults and in general being a menace to society. And yet they had him back on set shooting as if nothing happened. Along with this, we cannot help but remind everyone that The Flash is a crucial film for the future of DC films, of the DCEU as it exists right now. And again, they had him back on set, and for 2 years, still remember, me and Zach sat down in front of not this camera. I mean, it is this camera because it's the same, but not this set, for our original show, and we discussed the choking and blah, 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 and then another incident happened, and we started to say, okay, this is getting weird, it's kind of erratic, but nothing too big, just something that he should get slapped in the face around to see if he got some sense back into him. But now, things have gotten worse for 2 years. Things have continuously gotten worse. He disappeared with a young girl that he was grooming around the time the original Justice League was shot. He then mocked the police when they were after him and couldn't find him. If I remember correctly, that headline that came out this week, they still can't find him, and he's involved in this other thing that involves a mother, her daughter, and even guns in a house farm that is isolated from everything else. So I really don't know what's going on. I'm worried about what's going on. Not so much for him. I don't really care what happens to him at this point.
Same.
I just care that he does something to somebody, that he just hanging out and suddenly throws a chair in people's faces, or enters a room not blasting, but pointing a gun and saying he'll kill someone and their significant other. It will gut them. So
I want to ask you, in the extreme measure that it ever happens, the film's done, right? No matter what, they can't release that, correct? Like that would be it.
I mean, we don't know if they can't not release it, because that's one of the options they're considering.
I don't know, man. It's all so bad.
And along with that, DC itself, even apart from that, they were going through some weird motions that we're going to talk about, because a lot of questions on the community tab involved that. But now we know that WB is considering 3 options. They're going to take one of 3 routes. And one of those routes is, number 1, having Ezra Miller come out, give an interview, and explain his erratic behavior throughout the past 2 years, really, which is not going to happen. Let's face it. I don't even think at this point that's a good route to take, really. Nope. The other one is release the film as it is, but he is not part of the press tour, and they just focus entirely, I don't know, on Michael Keaton and Sasha Calle and whoever is playing the
probably retitle the film as well.
Batman, Flashpoint. To the point where the delay, we even know Ben Affleck is coming back to play Batman in Aquaman 2, which wasn't the original plan, but he's also going to be. As much as Ben Affleck only has a small time on screen, you can promote the film around him. It's just going to disappoint a lot of people, a lot of hopeful people, but a lot of people nonetheless. The third option that they're considering is scrapping the film, not release it, leave it in the vault, and leave it and Ezra Miller in oblivion. I personally would go with the third option. However, it would be disingenuous. It would be honestly dumb of me or anyone to not recognize that as much as we think that's maybe the wisest decision, maybe that's the decision we ourselves would go into, that would cost them millions upon millions of dollars. This film's already expensive as it is because it's a big budget studio superhero film. On top of that, it has been delayed multiple times due to COVID, due to visual effects, your amounting debt in that time.
A lot
Number
of it.
three, you're now having reshoots. That also costs you money. Number four, now you have, it's not, now with the Ezra Miller situation, it's not so much that you have literal money that you're spending, but you're spending a lot of goodwill that people may have with your studio, with your films, with your superhero properties, and with other people that are working with you. Because this is not the Ezra Miller show. Ezra Miller just acted in the film. He didn't write it, directed, color graded it, captured the sound, did the boom mic for it. He didn't do all of that.
Composed the score.
Composed the score. A ton of people worked in this film, and a ton of people that worked directly with Ezra Miller. And we've heard stories of people talking about his erratic behavior, particularly in the reshoots. I don't think we've heard as much on the original shooting of the film, to be fair, but when it comes to the reshoots, stories are out there. You search it up, you can find them. So it's not an easy decision to make. They're in a really bad place. We talked about this a couple of months ago when we covered yet again another one of his erratic behaviors, but they're left with no good options anymore. They don't have good options. So the one that will cause the least amount of damage or the least amount of possible damage in the long run of their studio, of their cinematic universe, of their DC properties, for me, the way I see it, and it's going to cost them a lot. It's true, it's not without its cons, but the one that displays more pros towards the long run future of the studio for me is option 3. Zach, what are your thoughts on what we learned this week, on top of what we already knew, of what we already discussed throughout the past few years, you and I, and what do you think they should do out of these 3 options? And is there a 4th option that you see they're not considering?
Well, best option would be number 1. I mean that is, but it's not going to happen. It's just not. There's no way in any shape and form is it going to happen. I will say this. I think the film releases. I think it's too.
I think
too
so
expensive.
too. I don't think they're going with this option.
There's no way you shelve it.
It's what I do.
It's. I mean, I'm even still shocked they shelved Batgirl because the tax write-off they're going to get on that movie, and I'm sure there's a question about it, is like only $20 to $30 million. You're going to tell me you couldn't make back over $20 to $30 million by putting that film in theaters, no matter how bad it is. Morbius made at least $20 to $30 million. And I can assure you, Batgirl would make more money than Morbius. But I don't think Batgirl was canceled for the reason of money. I think Batgirl was canceled because I don't think Michael Keaton is the Batman going forward anymore. I think that is done. I think that idea is done and gone. And I think the reshoots that they did for The Flash is apparently they changed the ending of the film. So I have a feeling. I mean, Ezra's done. He's fired. That he's not. They're and I get it. They're doing the same thing they did with Ben Affleck when Ben Affleck was leaving. Just keep saying he's in the movie until the movie's out, and then the week after that, he's gone. That's it.
I love being Batman. I walk on all fours for Matt Reeves.
Yep. And then what happened? Dude, that was so fun. And then what? Literally a week later, Ben Affleck's out as Batman. That was it. So I believe Ezra's fired. He's done. They. Is it what's? I don't want to mispronounce the pronouns completely, but
I mean, he doesn't respect basic human decency, so I'm not sure we should respect this person at all either.
But Ezra should not. I mean, he's not. They're not the Flash anymore. That's over. I'm done with it. What should they do? I do not want them to cancel the film. I'll be honest with you. I still want to see it. I want to see what Andy Muschietti has here. I want to see Keaton back. I want to see Sasha Kaye. Is it going to be hard to watch it? Absolutely, because I'm going to tell you, Death on the Nile was absolutely really hard to watch every time Armie Hammer was on screen. Every time.
And need I remind you, by the way, there's 2 Ezra Millers in this film. Let's not forget that.
So I don't know what's best for the studio. Honestly, I think I think there is a 4th best option. And because reality is, general going audience, as of right now at least, do not know about the Ezra Miller situation. They don't. That's the truth. They really do not. Will they probably as it gets closer? Absolutely. This is my 4th option I think they should do. If they believe in this movie, like really believe in it, because right now, let's say the film's probably at a budget of $300 million because of delays and everything like that. That's probably what it's.
I think it's over that. I think this is a really, really, really bad version of what happened to Solo.
Maybe. Part of me just, there's 2 other options. I mean, recasting and reshooting it's impossible. But
I agree.
I
would love to see that, by the way. I would love to see it, but it's not going to happen.
Oh, if they did it? Dude, I don't even care if the CGI was bad. Like, if they went back and put someone else's face on it, I would kind of, I would just, if you can make it look semi-decent, I think I could just get through the movie. But then again, the way that the new studio head is saying is, I'm not putting out a movie I don't believe in. So they're not going to put out this movie if they don't, if it's like, if that looks terrible, they're not going to put it out. So
it's a good sign, by the way, that they believe in this film. But I think it's really funny when David Zaslav says, we're not supporting movies we don't believe in. It's gonna give a lot of munition for people like you and me when we watch a shitty Warner Brothers film and we're like, you believed in that? So that's all I wanted to say.
Let me, because out of test screening wise, The Flash has had the highest test screenings out of every DCEU film so far.
True.
It's been higher than Shazam. It's been higher than Black Adam. It's been higher than Batgirl. Now, given a lot of those early ones, like Shazam's has gone up considerably because the film's almost done. Black Adam's has almost gone up. The Flash has always had a high one, though, from even the beginning. So there is something to be said about that. But no one's, like, freaking out about the film. I will, you know what I want to put it there? I want to say, if they're, like, doing a 10-year plan and all this sorts of things, but we don't know what that 10-year plan is. If The Flash has no part of that 10-year plan, don't release it. Don't. Because whatever The Flash sets up, it's never going to come to fruition. So I don't care to see that then.
But that's the DCU's MO, Zach. They set up stuff and don't pay it off. Like, it's nothing new. Oh yeah,
but I don't want to see that then. Like, because I think that's more damaging to their brand then. Overall, if you're not. But if the film does tie in, then yeah. But I think you are right. I think they are going to change the title. I don't think it'll be called The Flash anymore by the time it comes out. It will be titled something with the Batman or.
Because if you title it Batman Flashpoint or something, I still think it's damaging because then the Batman isn't the main character. You got to look out for your film, but now obviously it's tricky. You got to balance it all. To me, the way you title this film, it would be different enough, but it would still be true to what the film is, to what it focuses on. Because again, artists, this has become a situation where it's really hard to ignore it. But to me, you title it the same thing they titled the animated film, Flashpoint Paradox. In the film, it was actually Justice League, the Flash. I think you just title it Flashpoint
just call
Paradox.
It Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. Like, you could just make, or something of that nature.
You would call it Justice League?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the Justice League is technically in the film.
Yeah, I mean, they are. Like, almost every member,
fully
I
formed,
think, is in the film.
Not as a team, let's say that. But yeah, I don't know. I take Justice League out. I just say the Flashpoint Paradox, or not that's stupid. Flashpoint Paradox, that's it. But yeah, they're not.
Okay.
They're not
over under. We find out it leaks out. So I have a couple over unders I want to play with you.
Okay. Shoot.
Do we find out who the actor is at the end of the film? Like the new one. There will be a new Flash. No?
No.
Okay. Do
I
you
don't
think
think
they
so.
are already Do you think they're already looking for a new Flash, or have already found one?
I would say, and maybe this is cheating. Tell me if it's cheating. I would say it's not like their top priority, but they have someone handling it.
Okay, that's not cheating. I think it
Not
leaks out
someone.
that
I'm
someone
sure they
else.
have a team, but
Well, actually, I don't even think it leaks out because here's the thing: when it comes down to bigger outlets, they are told by the
yeah,
studio, "Do not
yeah.
run this. If you run it, it will hurt." Ben Affleck. Every big outlet knew he was not coming back.
Oh
No
yeah.
one ran with it until after. So I think it's going to be the
I
same
mean,
thing here.
Campia
So
did.
yeah, yeah,
Campia was
he was
like,
like
"He's
the
out,
only
guys. He's out."
yeah. So maybe he's back now. Maybe he's back now. He's married. He's happy. He gets his Dunkin'
Yeah.
Donuts. But I
By
don't
the
know, man.
way, I need to talk to you about something regarding Campia in She-Hulk after we're off the air. So remind me
Okay,
of that.
I will. Now I'm curious. Can we end the show right now and then go?
Yes, we'll be right back. No, we're not.
No.
We're still doing the show. Don't worry, everybody. We're not cutting you guys off. But this is a situation that now has become bigger than the crimes of the actor. It's a situation that has become bigger than the movie itself. The way we talked about earlier today about the Army Hammer documentary, I cannot wait about the documentary that is made about this shit that Ezra
Oh,
Miller
dude.
has been doing,
I think it's
chronicling
on.
the past 2 years.
I think it's
Like,
gonna get worse. I think it's just gonna continue
oh,
to get worse.
I mean, if they keep enabling him, because that's the thing here, they enabled him for the past 2 years. They did nothing. They did not address the situation. For all we know, they didn't contact him. They didn't reach out. They didn't say, "Do you need help? Do you need
Dude,
rehab?"
they
Blah
let
blah
him
blah.
do reshoots.
Nothing. Yeah, they let him do reshoots after he committed all these illegalities and
Yeah.
crimes. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, who was
it's
there?
baffling me. But that's my thing is that like all I want is the best for DC. I've said it. I grew up with DC more than I did Marvel. I mean, that's just
How
the truth. There
dare
was not a lot of Marvel stuff. I mean, there
you?
was and there wasn't. Like when it comes down to like TV shows, there was more. I would say DC or just better DC shows. Even though I enjoyed X-Men '90s and I enjoyed Spider-Man '90s and I enjoyed that stuff.
The cream of the
Bat
crop was Batman the Animated
It was
Series.
Batman animated season and Batman Beyond, and you know that's my whole thing is that like I just want the best for DC, dude. And if you want to restart this universe, would I be sad to never see Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot back as Wonder or back as them? And same thing with like Henry, sure. But at least give me the best universe you possibly can. Like if you're gonna restart it, do it with Black Adam and Shazam. They technically have never crossed over. We don't know. We haven't seen any of the other people from there. Just do that. But I'm sure there's cameos in there and stuff like that. Just it's
Yep.
typical comic book stuff. I'm sure that someone shows up in those. So
Yeah, I'm expecting. I'm actually expecting a lot of surprises from Black Adam because the trailer was so modest, and we've gotten little snippets.
well,
Um,
I'm trying to be.
um,
I know stuff.
oh,
I
okay.
if you we can talk off camera if you want, but I'm not.
Yeah,
I
we
won't
can.
say
We'll
anything right
talk off camera then. There's a Marvel thing and a DC thing to talk about then. But yeah, DC is out of good options. DC just seems to be digging itself into a hole, either actively by the things they're canceling, by the decisions they're proactively making, and basically destroying the identity of what HBO Max is. That's much bigger than this. And then the things they're inactively doing, which is enabling the behavior of Ezra Miller and basically tarnishing their DC brand and one of their most beloved characters, who is a paragon of all things good in the universe and is played by this trash human being. Um,
now. Yep.
so yeah, that's our thoughts on it. Let us know yours in the comments below, in the live chat, add anything to the conversation. If you want to put yourself on screen, consider the super chat or the tip link in the description, and we'll bring up your comment. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to address before we move on to the live questions. Well, they're not live anymore, but you know what I mean. Before we move on to your questions, I want to address She-Hulk. I will have a spoiler-free review for the episodes that I've seen. I will have a weekly spoiler review for each episode. And guess what? we're not going to miss any episodes because in a couple of weeks' time I'm going to be in Venice. But during the time I'm in Venice, the episodes that are coming out are episodes 3 and episodes 4, which I will have reviews prepared in advance for it. So we won't miss a single episode of She-Hulk. So get ready for that goodness because it's been a while since we talked Marvel Weekly because Ms. Marvel has been out of the air for a while and I miss talking Marvel Weekly. And after She-Hulk, it's going to be a while because then the next show only comes out in 2023. So get ready for She-Hulk goodness, but we'll talk House of Dragon, which I will be talking about this week as well. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power 2. That one I might miss something while I'm in Venice, depending on what I'm given. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go on to your questions. Master of Gaming starts us off, and he has a lot of questions. And his first question is, could we be seeing multiple captains in Captain America New World Order? I don't think so at all, because John Walker is not a captain anymore. He's not Captain America anymore.
He's
Captain
an
America
agent.
anymore. He's a U.S. agent, but I also don't expect to see him in the film. So this is a Captain America Sam Wilson film, and I don't think we'll see anyone else pretending to be Captain America. Zach?
I think we could see who's the guy from Falcon and Winter Soldier who played the African American Captain America that was abused. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the one that Sam Wilson has a conversation with?
Oh, yeah.
I think if anything, we'll see him and that younger kid.
But he's not a captain, and I don't think he'd pretend to be Captain America, right?
Yeah. I don't think so, but I think there's a chance we see that one kid. Elijah,
the kid who, maybe we see Patriots.
But I think with multiverse stuff, never know. Chris Evans, as a Hydra cap.
Film? Because I think that'd be a disservice to establishing Sam Wilson as Captain America.
Oh, I agree. Oh, I 1000% agree. I think the villain will probably end up being the power broker, which is fucking stupid, but whatever.
I mean, I don't know. She's going to be the villain in Armor Wars. She could be in both, but I actually expect someone else. I don't know who. I don't have anyone in mind, but I expect someone else to be the villain here.
That's all right. I guess we'll see.
Master of Gaming also asks, since Batgirl, Scoob, Holiday Haunt, and House Party got unreleased, what other unreleased films do you want to see? Operation Fortune and Blackwater Transit are what I want to see released. I don't know what House Party is. I've never even heard of it, but Operation Fortune...
It's a comedy. You've never seen the original?
Released around Christmas time. If the situation in Ukraine is resolved by then, I guess. But... yeah, I'm sad for Batgirl. I really can't pretend to give a shit about Scoob Holiday Haunt. So I don't have any other unreleased film off the top of my head that I want to see. Zach, what about you?
I just think it's stupid. Why did you cancel Scoob? It was fucking done. It's literally done. Yeah. It's a $40 million movie. Put it in theaters. It'll if you market it just a little bit, it'll probably make $100. Done.
The first one didn't do too well, so I kind of get it. But
the first one came out during COVID, so it wasn't even in theaters.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
So it was like one of the first premium VOD things. I bought it because I wanted to cover it. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's
all right.
My opinion.
Master of Gaming, do you think there'll be bootleg copies of Batgirl, Scoob Holiday Haunt, and House Party of Batgirl? I don't know how easy / difficult it is, because I don't know where you would hide the copies of these films if you just destroy them or anything. But I'd give it a 10% shot that it happens. I don't know how it would happen. I don't know when. Like, does it get bootleg released at around the time it was supposed to come out? Does it get bootleg released next week? I don't know. But
20 years from now, we will see Batgirl.
20 years from now. I think there's a good chance of it. I think there's a good chance it happens. Zach, what about you?
It's Warner Brothers. I feel like everything gets leaked out over there.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fair point. A really fair point. Master of Gaming also asks, what do you think of the title Captain America New World Order? I think it's a really cool title since it's named after a conspiracy theory. Wrong, sir. It is named after the stable that destroyed the WCW in the 1990s. Well, they were destroyed in 2000, 2001, but you get what I'm saying. The downfall began in the 90s. It was Hulk Hogan, it was Scott Hall, it was Kevin Nash, it was basically the entire roster. At one point, if you were hired by that company, you were a part of the NWO, which made things very boring to watch, honestly. Uh, all kidding aside, I think it's a really cool title. I'm not familiar with the conspiracy theory, but it does sound like a conspiracy theory. And it's a very Captain America title, I feel. Like, of all the things you could name a Captain America story, this one feels right. What about you, Zach?
I don't like the title because when I have to title my review, it's gonna take up all the characters. So, like when you type it
Sorry,
in
what was that?
YouTube, like YouTube, I don't like the title
Yeah.
because when I have to type it in on YouTube, it's gonna take up like all the 100 characters for when I do my movie review.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, but then you also had everything everywhere all at once.
That was annoying too.
And
That one
Doctor
was
Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
that one was annoying
Um,
too. I'm tired of all these long titles, man. Just call it Captain America 4. Like, how hard is that?
but and then you have my Dragon Ball Z movie reviews because you have Dragon Ball Z, Wrath of the Dragon, Dragon Ball Z, Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. It's dumb. It's really dumb. These long
Yep.
titles. But then you know exactly what someone is talking about when they mention that. All right, Master of Gaming. Do you think David Harbour slash Red Guardian could be returning in Captain America: New World Order? I don't think whatsoever. I don't think we see that at all. I think there's a small chance he's a part of the Thunderbolts, and also I think there's a better chance even that he's a part of Secret Wars, even if a small part. Zach, or
I didn't
even
even
Kang
think
Dynasty.
of
Sorry.
I didn't even think about Thunderbolts. Huh. I'd be down for that. I would rather see that in there. I think that would actually be a really good pick. Yeah, that's a really good pick. Yeah, I want that. I'd rather have that. And going back to your point, I think this is my theory for Thunderbolts. I think since Thunderbolts is ending Phase 5 or Phase 6. Wait, yeah, it's Phase 5.
Phase 5.
I think that's supposed to be like their big Avenger film. I think that's going to be like their market of like, this is the next Avengers team, but like it's a bunch of
Just call it Dark Avengers then. Don't call it Thunderbolts. Because the Dark Avengers or even the Masters of Evil are much better than the Thunderbolts.
But people like my dad would be like, that's stupid. I'm telling you right now, they think it's stupid. So I'm open
I get
to it.
that.
I kind of want that now. That'd be cool. Because I think they're going to have to fight someone big. And maybe that's what ties into King Dynasty. Maybe they lose.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I don't know.
What do you got next? Okay. Master of Gaming also. Do you think we'll be seeing Madam Hydra as the main antagonist in Captain America New World Order? I just said that I had no idea who the villain would be, but I could see a Madam Hydra. I think that'd be interesting. On Sam's first outing to be confronted with something that technically speaking Steve left behind from his time as the wielder of the shield. I think that'd be interesting. What about you?
I don't know. I just I don't know. I don't know many Captain America. I guess, yeah. I'll just say sure. Yeah. It would be interesting.
Master of Gaming, last question. Do you think Blue Beetle will be canceled? Had they not moved it to theatrical long ago, even if they had moved it to theatrical after the Batgirl cancellation or something, I'd say there's a good chance it actually gets canceled. But with their decision long ago at this point to move it to theatrical, I think with all that we know right now, new information could change my mind. But as of right now, I don't believe it's getting canceled.
Do you want to hear what I heard a little bit ago?
Sure.
I don't know how true it is. The only two safe films are Black Adam and Shazam. And I'm not even exaggerating.
Not even Wonder Woman 3. Not even Aquaman 2.
No, yeah. I from what I've understood is that David Zaslav literally this is what I heard. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but Black Adam, Shazam are literally the only safe films. Not Aquaman, not Blue Beetle.
But Aquaman is much better than Shazam.
And I'm not talking about movie either. I'm also talking about shows. So Penguin,
Oh,
Peacemaker. Even though these
Peacemaker.
people are saying that's what I heard, that nothing's safe, that they're really reevaluating everything. And Blue Beetle, the only reason, and I hope Blue Beetle happens. You know me, I really like that character.
Yeah.
The budget's now at $100 million because of I don't know if you saw where they're shooting. A shooting happened, and they had to
Oh,
like
no,
shut down the set and stuff. Yeah, so
oh shit.
not good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that budget got inflated.
All right, let's start moving faster with these questions because we only got about half an hour and we got a lot of questions, which we're very thankful for, but we do want to get to them all to be fair. Tobes asks, have you or Zach watched the Netflix miniseries Made? If yes, what were your thoughts? If no, I would recommend watching it. Amazing performances from Margaret Qualley and her real life mother. And I didn't know she was Margaret Qualley's mother. Huh, Andy McDowell. Okay. No, I have not seen. I know what it is. I have seen bits and pieces of it, but I have not seen the show itself. Zach, have you?
Nope, probably never will.
Okay. Nathan Holton. Thoughts on the Madam Web, rumored characters and storyline? You go first on this. Why don't you go first? Because I have things to say.
I don't want to say too much because, from my understanding, I think it's true, and I don't want to talk about a leak overall.
Okay.
Because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds so stupid, but I'm ready to watch it. Like, you can't make that not entertaining at the very least. But I don't know. You made Morbius, but Morbius had a really bad story. So
Oh, but
prove me wrong. You know, prove me wrong. If this is true, and I'm telling you right now, if this concept is true, I'm kind of in for it for how insanely stupid it is, and I really mean that.
ladies and gentlemen, it happened. Um, just when I thought there was no way I could get excited for a Madam Web movie. Well, I'm not excited. I'm interested because I want to
That's how I
see
am.
the
That's how I
fuckery
am.
that they deliver with this
Or
stupid, moronic, dumbass kind of plot structure and characters that deciding to focus on. This is one of the stupidest ideas I've ever heard out of Hollywood. Whereas
but can I tell
Morbius
you this?
was
I
dumb
hope it
and
proves me
boring,
wrong. I
where
hope it proves us
Venom
wrong.
was stupid and fun. This is going to just be fucking stupid. And we're going to be dissecting all the stupid plot points here that make absolutely no sense
Ren,
and serve no real purpose. I am absolutely done with this film, and yet I'll still be there day one.
can I ask you, is it bad that it's in my top 10 most anticipated for next year because I want to see it so bad because of all that? I hope we're wrong, though. I hope it's awesome. I hope
we're wrong, but every day they keep proving, oh, yeah, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. If this is true,
do you
I'm like,
think it?
wow.
I'm just going to ask you this. Do you think it ties into any other Spider-Man world that we've already seen? And if so,
Probably
which one?
Morbius and Venom and Craven, which we'll have seen by then.
But you don't think any of the three Spider-Man that because clearly the story centers around something about them three. So none of them?
Yeah, no.
You just think it's a different one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This movie sounds so fucking stupid. I could deliver a dissertation on it. Jesus Christ. And I don't even believe in Jesus Christ. Nathan Holton asks, thoughts on the well, we got this. Nathan Holton also asks thoughts on Greg Berlanti being discussed as the new Kevin Feige for the DC universe. I, Ren Geekness, am one of the biggest Arrowverse fans. I was a fan since day one. I still watch a lot of the shows. I'm still going to watch the last season of The Flash when it comes out. Don't think this is a good idea. I don't think this is a good idea because as much as I was there since day one, and as much as those shows were great in the beginning, we've seen that long term, they're not able to balance themselves out. And if you want a Kevin Feige for your universe, that's a long term thing, man. That's a long term thing. And the long term, when it comes to Greg Berlanti, has been proven to be quite poor. So I'm just going with the things we know, stacking them up, and I see more cons than pros. Zach, you're not even an Arrowverse fan, so what do you feel about this?
If he got named as it, I would not care anymore. I'd just be done.
I completely get that.
How
right.
sad would you be, real fast, how sad would you be if Kevin Feige left Marvel?
I'd be like, okay, we're about now. It's just a TikTok until Marvel dies. That's how I'd. It wouldn't be
If you went
immediate.
to
We wouldn't feel. Yeah,
if you went to DC, would you be excited? I'm not saying it's
I'd
gonna
be
happen,
excited for
but
DC,
yeah.
but I'd be sad that we continue to live in a world where we can't have both.
Yeah.
Both be good. So yeah. Wait. Nathan Holton asks, "Are you excited for Don't Worry, Darling? The closer it gets, the more hyped the more I get hyped." Well, if things go well, in a few weeks, I will be watching Don't Worry, Darling at Venice, the Venice Film Festival, where Florence Pugh and Chris Pine and Olivia Wilde and maybe Gemma Chan will be there. So fingers crossed, and I am very excited. I'm going there specifically to watch that film and a bunch of others. But yes, Zach,
I've already seen it.
no, you haven't. You would have
I know
told
someone
me.
that
I know
has though. I know someone that has seen it though. So
Okay,
like a
cool.
while ago. Like he saw it like months ago, like 8 months ago.
Damn.
So
Was it
I'm
finished?
excited to hear your thoughts. Huh?
Was it finished?
He said some of the CGI wasn't done, but overall, yeah,
Okay,
it was finished.
that's fine. And speaking of something you just asked, who do you think will play Sony's Spider-Man if the rumors are true? They are getting a new one for the universe. I have no idea, but judging from their decisions, it's probably going to be Ezra Miller. I have no idea. It's just going to be a dumb decision. It's going to be someone who are like, that's who your Spider-Man is. Okay, Zach.
I heard it was gonna be Army Hammer, but
Oh God. Oh God. That's Man Spider who eats people. Uh, that's Carnage Spider-Man, the guy from the animated series finale. But yeah, I'm not excited. Nathan Holton, thoughts on the upcoming films with Tom Hardy and Jodie Comer? You'd have to tell us the title of the films because
that's
both have a lot of time.
the biker one with the director of
Havoc, Tom Hardy, with Gareth Edwards. Gareth Evans.
No. It hasn't been filmed yet. It's a biker film. Jodie Comer, Tom Hardy. It's from the director. The guy was supposed to do the Quiet Place spinoff, but he dropped out.
Jeff Nichols.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it whatsoever. And Jodie Comer, I have no idea what she's doing next.
That's what she's in. She's in it with Tom Hardy.
Okay. So it's the upcoming film with both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Still don't know what it is. Nathan Holton, what do you think will be announced at D23, Marvel, Pixar, etc., everything? I mean, no idea. We have to be looking at a list. It's way too long a question. But what we do know is that Marvel is dropping the quote-unquote big stuff at D23, even though they revealed Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars at Comic-Con. So, exciting times. Exciting times, my friend. Zach, anything to add?
Yeah, I think they're going to fill out the rest of the phase. I think we're going to find out every other name for that, besides Spider-Man, because that's Sony. Sony will be the one that announces Spider-Man. Okay. But I think we get a Moon Knight confirmation, season 2. I think we get, what is it? I think we get a Fantastic Four casting there. I think we get a Mutants announcement. I think we get a Doctor Strange 3 announcement. I think I think they're gonna dig into some of the casting. I also think that we are going to officially get Midnight Suns announced as a movie. Yeah. Oh, and probably Werewolf by Night.
Ren Vieira as Richard Rider Nova. That's the one announcement I want to hear.
Nova. Yep, Nova too.
All right. Nathan Holton also asks, when do you think Avatar 2 new trailer will drop? I guess September. Early September is a good shout. Now watch, they drop a new one this week. They announced on Monday that it's dropping a new one. But I think early September would be a good one.
I'd say Black Adam. October, Black Adam.
Yeah, that's a good shout as well. Nathan Holton, do you think it's strange we've heard no news on Expendables 4 as it's meant to come out this year? I'm guessing a delay, or it might go to streaming like Amazon. Do I think it's strange? I mean, they've been silent on promoting this film from the get go. I don't remember seeing any casting news, and then at CinemaCon we saw so many big names cast on it, besides the returning ones, obviously.
I
Um,
don't think it comes
so
out till
I
next
don't know.
year.
I don't even know what stage of filming. Um, um, I don't even know what stage of filming they are at this point. Oh, hang on.
There we are. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Geekly Goods. My mic is better now. I didn't know this was going on. Uh, so now my sound should be better. Let me lower it even a little bit.
I can hear
Uh,
you better. I didn't know if
thank
it was me.
No, it's me. But yeah, I have no idea what's going on with Expendables 4. As much as I like the first two films, I'm not excited for this because it doesn't feel like the studio is excited for it. So yeah. What about you, Zach?
I hated the third one. I love the first two, but I hated the third one. So it's hard for me to get excited. I hope it's R-rated again. What I am excited for
Oh
is
yeah,
the Samaritan. What doesn't get me excited for the Samaritan is apparently they're not doing screenings for it.
they are. I mean, they are the
Oh,
screeners.
oh, well, when I asked, they said no, unless you're doing a junket. No, out here at
Huh.
least.
Okay, that's strange. All right, Lady Erin. So over the week we lost Olivia Newton-John. What is your favorite song from her, if you have one? Rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace to Olivia Newton-John. Sadly, it made me realize that I don't know much about her besides Grease. At least that I realized.
Same.
So I have no favorite song from her. Zach, do you have one?
It's same as you, man.
All right. Lady Aaron also asks, "What are your thoughts on new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet?" Sorry, trailer and news we got a couple of weeks ago. Does it make you more excited for the games to come out or not? It was a
Looks like an
frustrating trailer because I like all the new information that we learned about the region, about the story, the mechanics, traveling with the legendary Pokemon, and all that. But give me the evolutions for the starters, man. I need to see the evolutions for the starters, and they gave us nothing. They gave us the name of the region, which has been a long time coming, because they withheld it for the longest time. Weirdly, um, the game looks fantastic. I think the region looks wonderful. The new Pokemon that we're starting to see little by little gets me excited, but I need to decide on what starter I'm picking, and for that, I need to see. Excuse me. I need to see the evolutions. Zach, what do you think? Did you see it?
I
Did you
don't
like it?
to be honest, dude, I don't care. This is the first one I'm just not getting excited for. I don't know if it's
Okay.
just because it feels like they're being so secretive about it, but
Mhm.
like it looks good. It just looks like another
Yeah.
Pokemon game though, you know? So I love the region. I think that's the thing I'm really excited about, but like show me more. Like
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, give me more. Like we're uh,
2 months
3 months
out at this
away
point,
from
2 3
yeah, two
months.
months out. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. Um. Uh. What are your thoughts on Steve Martin when he said he might be done with acting for good after Only Murders in the Building Ends?
I
I did
thought he
not
was
see
done
that,
before
but
that. I thought he was done before that and then he came back. So,
did he say that?
yeah, he said it.
Oh, okay, okay. I did not hear these comments, but with what Zach's saying, maybe he'll come back if the right thing happens. Maybe he'll give him more time to host the Oscars again. Except this time he won't host them with Alec Baldwin, clearly. Lady Aaron, what is one song that you could not stand and hated when it originally came out, but then you grew to like it over time? I don't have one off the top of my head. I no idea. Zach, do you have one?
Nah, I don't.
All right. Tu- 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 tu. Lady Aaron, what is the worst video game you have ever played? And do you have any memories of playing that game? The worst. So I've said this a bunch of times. I'm not a gamer. I'm not a hardcore gamer. I like the things I like, and that's it. I don't have a lot of games. But the worst game I played was Dragon Ball. It was like the first one to come out for the PS3. I believe it was called Burst Limit.
Yep.
I brought it home because it was a new Dragon Ball game. I was super excited. Then I got home and I beat it in like 20 minutes, an hour, something like that, because it didn't even go up to the Boo saga. You played until the Cell saga, you beat the Cell saga, and then it's over. Nothing else. So The next day, I went to return it because I'm done with this game. I paid $60 for it, and I'm done in 1 hour. Like, makes
Yep.
no sense. Zach, what about you?
I don't have too many because if the game ends up not like if I see reviews aren't good for it, unless I'm really excited for it, I'm not gonna buy it. So
Mm.
most of the time, I don't contend them as bad games. I contend them as what's the word? Disappointing. So I don't particularly. So I guess if I was going with like one of my more disappointed ones, the Order 1886. I love the concept of it. It's a very beautiful game that's 3 hours long, and
Ah,
it should have been
still
better. It
longer
is
than
one of the
Dragon Ball Burst Limit.
yeah, but it was honestly that, and the way it ended, I'm like, I actually one day hope Sony does a sequel to it because there's enough in there for it to be like their next big franchise, but you really got to develop it greatly.
Yeah, I agree. Um, what are some animated movies that you think deserve more love and deserve to be talked about more? Treasure Planet, over and
Yep,
done. That's the
yep,
one.
yep.
Easy. All
Always.
right. Lady Aaron, with Prey out now and reviews are out saying that it's great, including our own reviews. Um, do you think that Prey is the best Predator movie
Nope.
of them all, or not as much as critics are thinking? I think it's the second best. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a fantastic movie. I think I prefer the original Predator. I think there are quite, not quite a few, just a slight few issues with the script, the way it cheats with the dog surviving everything just off screen and then being in the right place at the right time. Not that I want anything to happen to the dog, who, by the way, was adopted in real life thanks to the work she did in this film, because she's a very good girl. Um, but yeah, I think it's the second best Predator film, and that's by quite a long margin. There's Predator, there's Prey, and then you go a few places down, and then there's all the other films in the franchise. Zach?
Way bigger on Predator than I have ever been on Alien, but nothing will ever top the original. I mean, you'd literally have to make like an Oscar-worthy Predator film for me for you to beat that one for me.
Yeah. Um, Lady Aaron, this is going to be an interesting one. So I learned that today marks 12 years since Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was originally released in theaters. What is your favorite scene and favorite moment from this film, and why? Zach, why don't you start us off?
No, I think you should start because I think you're gonna tell me you don't like the movie.
No, I like the film, but that's it. I like it.
Okay.
And I don't have.
Um.
I think my favorite one is probably the Chris Evans fight scene, the
Yeah.
Lucas
So
fight scene.
it's weird because I love the book. I love what are they
Oh
considered? Are
yeah,
they
there's
graphic
books.
novels or I love the books. I read the books before the movie came out. And so actually to be honest with you, the first time I saw the movie, I didn't like it. I was not a fan of the
Mhm.
movie the first time I watched it. So I'm like, there's no
Okay.
way. So I went back with different expectations like a week later and I liked it a little bit more. And every time I've watched it, I've come to love the movie. Um, but I love the video game more, the side scroller. So that's
Mm.
what I think of when I think of Scott Pilgrim. So I like the movie a lot and I love most elements, but it's probably the Chris Evans sequence is probably my favorite, but I'm also being a little bit detracted because I also like the Brandon Routh one too. The vegan stuff I thought that was really funny, but
Uh,
yeah, I really
yeah.
like it, but I don't
That
know.
one
A
has
lot of
aged
the
well. The
scenes,
the vegan jokes, the vegan
yeah,
stuff has aged quite well, I think. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like it's hard for me to honestly piece it because when I think of Scott Pilgrim, I think of the video game. So a lot of the moments
Mhm.
I love in there are completely different than the movie.
Yeah. All right. Lady Aaron, Ren, I saw that you've been doing reviews of the Dragon Ball movies. Yes, I have. Go check them out. Some of them are actually doing quite well, but then there's a few ones that not so much. So go check them out, please. Uh, how would you rank them in terms of best to worst, and where would the new one be if you have seen it yet? Yes, I have seen it 2 times. By now, there's a video review on my channel. There's a written review over at mamasgeeky.com. Check those out if you haven't. I will be ranking them this week in a video. I will be talking at length about all the Dragon Ball movies from worst to the best, including the new one, Dragon Ball Super Superhero. And oh, Tess is here on the chat as well. And Leo, I noticed Leo helped me with the sound mic, which I didn't know was off. But thank you guys for being here, Tess and Leo. Go subscribe to their channels, by the way, if you have not. Joe Fletcher, which series are you most excited for? Mando Season 3, Stranger Things 5, or The Boys Season 4? This really is a race
Wait,
between Mando
say it
Season
again.
3
Say it
and
again. Mando season 3,
which
Stranger
series are you
Things.
most excited for? Mando Season 3, Stranger Things 5, or The Boys Season 4? And I was going to say that Stranger Things 5 for me is not even in the competition. It's Mando or The Boys. And by a very, very, very slight margin, because I have to compare like the last season each of these shows gave me, and I give the slight edge to The Boys Season 3. So I will put The Boys Season 4 at number 1, because Boys Season 3 was the best season yet for the show. And so was The Mandalorian, but, Zach?
This is tough. So, Boys isn't even in competition for me. I really like the last season, but it's not in competition. It's between
How
Mando
dare
and
you.
Stranger Things. But
Fuck Stranger Things. I'm kidding.
it's so tough because I loved Mandalorian so much. Like, I cry every episode of watching that show. So I'm probably gonna say that one. Just because Stranger Things, it's its final season. I have faith in them to deliver. I have full faith in them to deliver. But
All right.
it's hard to end a show. It's really hard to end a show. Like, even some of the
Sure.
best shows of all time have the worst, not even the worst endings, just okay endings. So,
Yeah.
like, there's maybe only, like, out of every show that has ever ended and actually had a concluding ending, there's maybe been, like, 3 that I liked or loved. I'll say loved, so.
All right. Joe Fletcher, do you think we will get any cameos in Andor? I think we'll get Krennic and maybe Vader and Obi-Wan. What do you guys think? I don't think Obi-Wan.
I don't think Vader. I don't even think Vader.
Vader, I'd give like a 5% chance at best.
Yeah,
Krennic?
I don't even think Krennic. Nah. I think
I don't think we'll get Krennic for
K2SO.
sure, but I think there's a good chance. I'd give it
I
like
think
a
we see
25%
K2SO at the
chance.
very end of the season, and that's it. I don't think there's going to be
Okay.
many cameos in here at all. Maybe Jar Jar Binks, and I'm
Oh,
being
shut up.
serious with that. No. I'm being serious with
Why?
that. Because we see him on Coruscant. I mean,
Someone
maybe
off
he's
camera is
coming.
telling you to say these things, and I know it. You
No,
just look to the side.
I looked at the
Someone off
side
camera
because
is
she
telling
got
you to say
excited.
this.
I got it because that's her favorite character. But I am being serious. I
Mhm.
do think and you think I'm well. I don't know. Tony Gilroy made the show. Is he really going to put Jar Jar Binks?
He's not. He's gonna do the right thing and kill him off screen, which
I'm going to
is
be
the
honest
thing
with
that
you.
should be done.
I think there's a higher chance of Jar Jar Binks showing up in this show than there is Darth Vader. And I fully believe that.
No, I don't want
I
to say. I don't
want
want to agree. I don't want to manifest that shit.
I 1000% mean it. Oh, Bail Organa. If we're talking about cameos.
Bill Organa, there's a good chance. Yeah, I think even with Krennic, I think Bill Organa is a good chance.
Yeah.
We know we're getting Mon Mothma, so
Mm-hmm.
as a regular on the show. Joe Fletcher, now that we have an official announcement for the Thunderbolts movie, who do you think the members will be, and who do you think will
Oh,
be the
I know
Amanda
this.
Waller of
I
the
got
group?
this. I got
Hmm.
this. So obviously the Amanda Waller. Let's just agree it's going to be that one lady who keeps going around to everyone, right?
Yeah, Val.
Yeah. Okay. So we're absolutely getting Jar Jar Binks in the Thunderbolts movie too.
Oh, come
Like that. No. Okay. Honest choices. I think Ghost is a pretty one that I would like to see in
Ghost
there
is
from
a good
Ant-Man and the
shout.
Wasp. Abomination, maybe. Not gonna dive more into that.
Which
but
has nothing to do with what we've seen for
no,
She-Hulk, by the way.
no. I have like a thought with that one, but U.S. agent.
Yelena.
I don't know if Yelena. I don't know because of how she kind of tied off in Hawkeye, but
That's true. So maybe not Yelena because of what happens, but because
Red
Yelena is
Guardian.
off, then Red Guardian comes in. Yeah, exactly.
Which, dude, David Harbour. Oh, Zemo. I think Zemo's probably going to be the
Oh,
leader
Zemo
for
for
them.
sure. Zemo's probably the leader, the de facto on-field
So how
leader.
many do you think they're going to have? I would imagine 6. So
6
Zemo,
or 7, yes. You know what? I'm going with 6 as well because that's a mirror image of the Avengers. There were
Yep,
6
that's
of
the
them.
way. So let's do Zemo, U.S. agent,
Abomination.
We'll do Ghost,
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. Then one
There's
more.
one missing. I mean, yeah,
I have a.
I have a
don't know
thought, but
this
we
character
can't
from
say
the
it on air.
comics at all. Well, I don't. It is a character from She-Hulk, but we've seen her in the trailer.
I still wouldn't say anything.
Okay. All right.
I still wouldn't say anything. Let's play it fair.
Okay.
Bullseye would be cool, but
I
we
would
haven't
really
met
like it.
Bullseye. We don't know if there's a Bullseye here, unless
But
like we haven't seen everything of it. We can't say that we haven't seen everything of She-Hulk, so maybe
Daredevil Born Again does come out before Thunderbolts.
That's right. It does.
And if I can remember off the top of my head, it's 18 episodes. Maybe leads into Thunderbolts, some way, shape, and form.
I was about to say someone else, but it wouldn't make
Punisher.
sense to have
Punisher
in the Thunder with those. No. Now in the comics, the Punisher has been in the Thunderbolts, but with a lineup that makes sense for his character. He wasn't there with villains. He was there with Agent Venom and Red Hulk, and Taskmaster, who was an anti-hero at the time in the comics.
Taskmaster is another one I think they'll probably end up bringing in.
Taskmaster, yeah, is a good shout. I don't know how we forgot that one. So yeah, let's do it again. U.S. Agent, Zemo, Abomination, Ghost, Red Guardian, and Taskmaster. I think those are that solidifies it. All right.
Yep.
Tony Movie Chappie, Ren and Zach, where would you guys like for them to take the direction in Tom Holland's next Spider-Man trilogy, and would you like for them to introduce characters like Gwen Stacy or Harry Osborn? Answering that latter question first, yes, I want them to introduce Gwen Stacy and Harry Osborn. The direction, just give me adult Spider-Man in college trying to balance his life. That's all I ever want from a Spider-Man story.
It's what they set up. It's what they set up.
Miss his previous life. Have him still chase his former best friends and MJ and Ned. And then these two new people emerge. And he finds some solace in them. But I need Peter Parker and MJ together. So yeah, Zach?
Well, Kevin Feige said that Spider-Man and Daredevil will be street level heroes.
The street level,
going forward. So I imagine the next Spider-Man film, I think whatever they do with Tom Holland, and hopefully they do and nothing gets messed up, but Scorpion. I think Scorpion's a really good one to come back into.
Cool.
Maybe Kingpin as well. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. Stuff like that. Smaller scale. Maybe is it Hammerhead or Tombstone? Is it Tombstone, the other mob boss?
Both are mob bosses.
From Spider-Man, right? I'm not getting one mixed up.
Yeah. No. You're on the money.
I think that'd be unique to see like different mob bosses taking control of New York City, and it's Spider-Man. You know, he has to balance college, but also balancing like, okay, there's this, and then I think it's interesting to introduce Harry. I want a Goblin in this world, or not Goblin, but I want a Norman in the MCU. No, man. I want someone so out of left field. So
all right. Joe
really
Fletcher.
good.
Now that Batgirl has been canceled, the future of the Flash is uncertain, and Ben Affleck is back as Batman in Aquaman 2. Do you think it is likely Keaton will not become the new Batman for the DCEU and will be Affleck?
No, not Affleck.
Yes and no. Do I think it is likely that Keaton will not become the new Batman? Yes. We know that for almost certainty. Ben Affleck being the continuous Batman instead, that's also, I'm not so sure about that either at this point. I think they're hedging their bets, but right now I don't count anything for certain, honestly. So yeah, Zach?
I mean, there's a chance Ben comes back, but I don't think it's... I don't think he wants to be tied down to the franchise. I think he's doing this more as...
I'm with you either.
You know,
he got his heart broken already. He doesn't want to.
Well, and that's the thing that I view it on is that, you know, he's a businessman at the end of the day. He wants to get his movies made, probably from Warner Brothers.
Exactly.
So Warner Brothers is like, hey, like, can you do us a solid? Just come and cameo in this thing, and we'll recast you eventually. Like, just... And he's like, sure, but you're going to make my next movie. Like, you know, it's...
Yeah.
It's what are
Exactly.
you gonna do for
All
me?
right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
not show. It's not show friends. It's show
Show
business.
friends, show business. All right, Tony Movie Chappie, do you guys think it's possible that we may see a documentary about the cancellation of Batgirl, similar to John Shep's documentary called "His Death
Probably.
If Superman Lives? What Happened"? Small chance. I don't think there's an interesting story behind it. Honestly, there was a movie made, and then it was abruptly canceled, and that's it. Really,
But then people could say
the
the same thing
whole
about the Schneps thing. But
no,
then he
no,
made
no, no,
that
no,
really
because the
interesting.
production behind it were back and forth with jarring ideas, compelling ideas, awesome ideas, awful ideas. It had two of the
Yeah.
most eccentric personalities in Hollywood in Tim Burton, who had delivered two historic Batman movies, and Nicolas Cage. Um, Batgirl was made seamlessly. It had a smooth production. It had all the things that made sense. It was going to be the return of Brendan Fraser to the big, uh, to a big starring role.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just
Aren't
don't
you?
think there's an
Isn't
interesting
the
story there.
whale going to Venice?
Yes, it is, baby.
Okay.
I will report from that. For that, Eric Thorpe. Thoughts on the rumors that Black Adam's post-credit scene is supposedly setting up as the DCEU's Thanos, even though they literally have Darkseid, the original Thanos. They don't have Darkseid though, because Darkseid only really exists in Zack Snyder's version, which is not the canonical version. That's what DC and WB said. That's not what
Which is
I'm saying. That's
stupid.
what they say.
Because the
I
directors
agree. I
also, the
completely agree.
directors all say that their version they go
Yeah,
through is Zack Snyder's.
exactly. By the way, but not by the way. Forget the by the way. But if you take Darkseid out, Black Adam as the DCU's Thanos, that's cool. I like that. I think that's a compelling idea for a villain. Zach?
Ren, if you want me to, I can ask my friend. I know what the end credit scene is for that film.
Okay.
I could
Ask
ask him
your
in
friend.
context. When we get off, if you remind me, I'll text him and ask him as a.
Okay.
I'll just be like, "Is this what you think they are setting up?"
Yeah. All right. Jack Alexander watched La La Land yesterday and to cheer myself up. Having not seen this movie since I was 14, it made me realize that cinematography and color does not get much better than this film. It's true. Every shot I wanted to soak in and look at all day. What is your favorite scene or shot from La La Land? Gonna make myself cry on camera. Favorite scene is probably the dance. The What a Lovely Night scene. It's fucking incredible. And it's technically just one shot. So, uh, favorite shot, as much as it breaks my heart, is that look at the end. That
Yep.
last lingering look that says so much with just a few piano notes playing. You're gonna make me cry on camera, man. But yeah, that ending, those two looking at each other across the bar. Zach, continue, please. So I
So
won't
what I'll
cry.
say, I mean, those would also be mine, but I'm just gonna go different. Name two others. I really love the opening dance sequence and musical number. I think it just gets right
Motivated
into it
son.
perfectly, sets the tone. Favorite shot?
Yeah.
Them at the observatory. Them dancing.
Oh my God. So beautiful, breathtaking, really.
I can't believe we're getting
Um,
a battle on this here.
I can't believe it's not playing at Venice. God damn it, or at any festival for that matter. Really, at this point.
I'm
Jack Alexander.
I'm curious to see what they do with it now. I'm really
Same.
curious to see.
Um, Thoughts on the Killers of the Flower Moon and the Killer Delays. I was really looking forward to both these films, so I was very disappointed. Killers of the Flower Moon honestly did not surprise me that it was delayed. The Killer, I did not know it was delayed until just now, Jack. Um,
I don't. Where
so
was that announced at? I don't think the
I,
killer's
I I don't know. I
officially
didn't
delayed.
see it. We didn't
But
get trailers. We weren't like in the hype of marketing of anticipation. So it wasn't the worst thing, but I just really want to watch these films.
okay.
But Killers of the Flower Moon, it's supposedly coming out early next year, maybe summer,
It'll
because
probably
it's
be
going to Cannes,
it'll be
supposedly.
cans, yeah.
Yeah.
But then they might hold it though. They might hold it till the end of the year, like premiere it at Cannes,
That's
get the
also
buzz, and
true.
then
That's all.
premiere it
But if
later.
it's going to Cannes, there's a good chance it goes to Venice or TIFF, and then for
Yeah.
sure LFF.
And
Um,
that's where I want to say is I think they're Killers of the Flower Moon is one of the most expensive Western films ever made. Like they gave him $300 million almost. Like I think it was like 250 at most. So
yeah,
I think Apple, and this is what I'll say: if Coda was in the hands of any other film or any other studio, it would never have won Best Picture. But because Apple marketed the hell out of that thing, it won. I think they have the same strategy for Killers of the Flower Moon. They just know this year's too stacked, so they're just pushing it back a whole year. Plus, I think Scorsese's not done with the film. I think he's probably almost done, but wasn't enough for
mm,
a TIFF or a Venice, or maybe even an
yeah.
AFI, and they don't want to debut it at a New York Film Festival because what else debuted it at a New York Film Festival? The Irishman. What happened to The Irishman? Didn't win anything. So
Yeah. All right. Hang on. We got Eric Thorpe. I know that the next. Okay. If we ever get a Batman Beyond live action movie, I think it's got to be a sequel to a previous live action Batman movie franchise to be as effective as the animated show was, being a direct sequel to Batman the Animated Series. But the question is, which live action Batman continuity should it be a sequel to? I think they're wasted their bets on this one because the two most fitting ones would be Michael Keaton, obviously, or Ben Affleck. I still think there's a good chance we could get a Ben Affleck. However, here's my outside pick: do Val Kilmer, who is technically speaking the same as the Michael Keaton one, but do Michael Keaton. There's so much inherent emotion that comes from Val Kilmer's story in real life. And me, the documentary guy, right now, I'm sitting here. Go watch Val, the documentary on
it's
Val
really
Kilmer.
good.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's quite good. It's heart shattering. It's tragic. And if you bring him back as Batman, because one of the sequences that leaves you
With
with a smile
Joseph
on your face,
Kosinski
there aren't
directing.
many in that film, is when he talks about being Batman. And the bond that being Batman created
Dude,
between
and
him
he's a
and his
really good
son.
one. He's underrated.
He,
When I
I've
went
always
back and
liked
rewatched,
Batman Forever.
I don't like that movie. I think he is like if I were to do a Bruce Wayne ranking, he is one of the best Bruce Waynes.
He's one of the best.
Same with
I
Batman.
agree. I agree.
Like I
He's
think he's really good.
Well, he's not top three because now Robert Pattinson just came in. But without Robert Pattinson, before Robert Pattinson, rather, he would have been top three for me.
Yeah, so honestly, I would love that choice. I think Keaton was the most obvious one. And to be honest with you, I remember one of our good friends, I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to get him in trouble, but he had heard a while ago when Keaton was first announced that they wanted to do a Batman Beyond film with him.
Yeah.
It's definitely not happening. And Affleck, I don't even think they would do it with Affleck now. To be honest, though, I it will never happen. This will never happen. But fuck if it did. Christopher Nolan comes back with Christian Bale.
I don't think it's a fit. I think there's too much of a heightened reality
Oh, I know.
um
Oh, I know. But it would be awesome.
in
And
Batman
I'm
Beyond
just,
to be natural sequel
mhm. But I do
to
want to say
Nolan's Batman.
if they did do a Batman Beyond film, I'd want with Val Kilmer, Joseph Kosinski directs it.
Oh, I mean, Joseph Kosinski directs it either way, but even with the outside pick of Val Kilmer, which I really love to see, I would still say Ben Affleck would be the one for me. You do a Batman Beyond with Ben Affleck.
Hmm.
Yeah. Lady Erin, Ren, are you excited to see Noah Baumbach's new movie White Noise at the Venice Film Festival as it's opening the festival? Hell yes, I am. I will say this. That synopsis, if it wasn't for me already being a Noah Baumbach fan, knowing what he can deliver, knowing what the cast can deliver, the synopsis for that film honestly sounds very boring. Like if you just read it, but then it's a Noah Baumbach film, so I'm positive I'm going to enjoy it. Um, Jigo EP, I've seen some controversy surrounding the casting of Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight because he's not Jewish, and there's been a debate about who can play the Thing in the New Fantastic Four. My question is, should non-Jewish actors end up playing Jewish characters or not, even despite them fitting the role? 100%. I can perfectly pretend I'm Jewish in a believable way if I'm an actor. Um, Oscar Isaac can perfectly pretend he's Jewish if he's an actor. Acting is pretending. Acting is being someone you're not really that person. That's what they're doing. So I think it's perfectly fine, and I don't think that's a valid argument. Just because you're not of this faith, you cannot play someone of that faith. Zach?
Yeah, and I also think it goes down to the writing. I mean, if you have a writer who understands and handles the material in a very nice way that respectfully, goes to the comics and as well as, that religion or that faith, then yeah, like
Mhm.
how many people who probably don't believe in God have played a priest or
Exactly.
you know what I mean? It is a role. Now, yes, there are roles that Black Panther. Oscar Isaac could not play Black Panther. Like, you know what I mean? There are roles like
Yeah.
that. He couldn't play Shang-Chi either. But
Guess
he's
what?
one of the
Robert
best.
Downey Jr. didn't really make an Iron Man suit and flew around,
Yeah,
but he's
exactly.
believable in the role.
Yeah. You know what else
Chris
he's
Evans doesn't
believable in?
really believe in the
Yeah.
Constitution as much as Captain America vehemently believes, and you see
Also,
how much of an activist he is.
I'm very disappointed no one's brought up Les Grossman actually happening with Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie.
Oh
So
yeah,
thank
yeah,
you
yeah.
for everyone
That's
watching.
exciting.
I can't believe no one mentioned that.
Holy shit, we got a super chat. Thank you so much to Sucked for the super chat for supporting the channel on that level. If you read the White Noise book, it's going to be Noah Baumbach's most interesting study yet. That book is nuts. That's good to hear. I'm purposely not going to read the book because I want to go into a film not knowing anything, but knowing this, and if I love the movie, I'm going to keep this comments
The
in
movie
mind
was
so I can read
expensive
the book
too.
afterwards.
The movie was really expensive
Because
too.
it only gets me more and more and more exciting. Um, excited. So thank you so much for letting us know, and again, thank you so much for supporting the channel, man. That really means a lot. That's really kind of you. Um, all right, I skipped one question accidentally, so here we go. The question everyone, including Zachariah Pope, wants the answer for. Joe Fletcher asks, Ren, when will we get the room tour of your room in Portugal? I will be filming a room tour while I'm here. I don't know when I'm going to be editing it because it's going to be a long video, I'm betting, and I don't know if I'm going to have the time to edit it while I'm here. But here's my guarantee: I will be filming a room tour while I'm here, and I will be editing ASAP to get it out. Maybe it will only come out after the Venice Film Festival because these bulky editing videos occupy a lot of memory on a laptop, and I only have a laptop. So be kind in waiting. But here's my guarantee: I will be filming one while I'm here before going to Venice, before going back to London, before the London Film Festival. It will most likely come out at least before the London Film Festival, which is in October. So give me around the next month or so to get it out. But while I'm here through August, I will be filming it. Not this week, because this week I'm rather busy, but maybe next weekend when I can leave all the She-Hulk's review scheduled to go out as the episodes come out and all that stuff. So yes, it's going to happen. It's finally going to happen, guys. And maybe with the hype of that, I will maybe with the momentum of that, I will maybe film a room tour when I'm back in London. That one is going to be a very small video, but maybe I will if this one does well. Thank you for asking.
I have one coming out today. Just to
Zach
plug
is one
myself
coming out today,
with
so
2
go check that out.
special announcements in it.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh yes. I want to know those special announcements, but we'll talk off camera. Eric Thorpe, is it just me or are people way too picky about recasting lately? Like wanting to come
No.
up with some crazy multiversal reason why there'll be a new actor as the Flash, blah blah. With the Flash, I think there's a sense to it, given the story, given the context. But then there's also people looking for a multiverse reason to recast Black Panther. You don't need it. Um, Iron Man 2 did that with Rhodey. There's another MCU project that is doing that and is poking fun at that, at the recasting stuff. And it's one of the best jokes in the MCU, honestly, the way it plays out. So yes, I agree that people are way too picky, and it's not even being picky. They're either way too simple with what has to be done, or way too complicated with what has to be done. So yeah, Zach.
How do you it's all about marketing. It's all about marketing.
Yeah.
Like If you market the film that, yes, this is John Hamm playing Ben Affleck's Batman. Cool. Go with it. Oh, he's in
Yeah.
the same suit. Oh. Audience people can put
Yeah.
2 and 2 together. If they can't, then they don't deserve to go watch a movie.
John Hamm as the old Bruce Wayne in Batman Beyond. That'd be cool. Gico EP. What are your thoughts? What are you guys' prediction on what MCU projects for the remaining Phase 6 or possibly some more Phase 5 will be announced at D23 next month?
Doctor Strange 3.
We will be doing this prediction. This will be our main topic of the show before I head on to Venice. So 2 weeks from now, that will be our main topic on the show. So save this question, save your predictions that you left on here with Deadpool 3, Doctor Strange 3, all that. I'm going to save it as well, and then 2 weeks from now, we're going to discuss it. I don't know if I asked this question, but what are films that get on you for not liking and hang on. What are films that people get on you for not liking and say you just didn't get it, or films where you feel like the lone guy in your friend group that didn't like the film? Recently, I felt like one of the very people that didn't love Nope, especially compared to people I follow. I haven't seen Nope. I'm finally seeing Nope this week because it's finally coming out this week. So expect a review for that. What are I don't often get the "you just didn't get it" thing. But I feel lonely. Like I usually feel lonely in liking a film in my friends group. My friends didn't like Kingsman 2. I loved Kingsman 2. They didn't like
Same.
Guardians 2. I love Guardians 2 more than the first one.
Not
So yeah,
the same.
I don't know. Do you have any, Zach, off the top of your head?
Sometimes when I do reviews for films that I don't think are gonna do good, like view wise, they surprise me,
Yeah.
and then I get death threats. Easter Sunday.
Oh yeah.
That movie was not great. It was really not great. And I got a lot of like nasty comments on that, like nasty messages. I was like kind of shocked by that one, but yeah, that's it.
All right. Gigo P, is it funny that Deadpool and She-Hulk are both fourth wall breaking Marvel characters played by Canadians? Yes, but they're very different types of fourth wall breaks. That's all I'll say. Gigo P, who's an actor or actress apart from of the Sony and DCEU you wish was a part of the MCU? Ryan Gosling. Easy. For me, it's easily to look at the Madam Web cast and say it's Sydney Sweeney. That's also true. She would have been a great Black Cat in the New Holland Spider-Man trilogy. I fucking agree, man. I really, really agree.
Or Gwen.
I buy her more as the sultry, seductive Black Cat. But she's a great actress. She'd be good. In Secret Wars. As Gwen Stacy. Gico P, who do you think will show up in Secret Wars? Everyone. Do you think Andrew? Oh, you're talking about people out. Okay. Do you think Andrew and Toby are going to come back? I think there's a good chance, 15, 20%.
I'd say they are. I'd say at least one of them.
Yeah. Do you think guys like the X-Men cast with Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender are coming back? Nope. I honestly do not. What if the 2000s Fantastic Four come back with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans? A lot of MCU characters are going to come back. Alba and Evans as those characters, no way.
You want me to throw 2 people who will come back probably?
Yeah, sure.
Downey and Evans.
Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah, I don't doubt those whatsoever. All right, Lady Aaron, what are your thoughts on the release date we got for Sonic 3? It's gonna move. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
because it's on the same release date as Avatar.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's gonna move ahead. I think it's gonna move ahead a couple weeks.
I think
maybe
so.
like end of November. I think that would be a really good date for it. I'm kind of surprised they didn't just keep it in the same line of what they've been doing, like March, April. But I don't know. I Sonic 3 is not releasing the same day as Avatar. That is a stupid choice.
Yeah.
So.
Gigo P, what do you think the difference is between your personal favorite and what's objectively the best? I don't think there's a difference because I don't think there's such a thing as objectively the best when it comes to art, and that includes movies in general. Um, so yeah, to me, there's really no hard concrete line between the two. The way I see it, that's my opinion. Um, you mentioned like No Way Home and Suicide Squad being a better movie. I don't think so. I honestly think Spider-Man No Way Home is the better made movie overall. I think the acting is better in that film. I think the emotional range is better in the film. I think the themes are stronger. I think the narrative is more assertive in that film. It has its issues like the Suicide Squad, but I think it's a better movie. Zach?
I was trying to fix something on my camera, so I didn't hear the question.
uh, what do you think the difference is between personal favorite and objectively the best? Like Suicide Squad being a better made film, but No Way Home be getting more enjoyment or emotional attachment out of it. And I said that there's no difference. I think No Way Home is a better made movie.
One.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I just
Alrighty.
You feel what you feel. That's the way I view it.
Exactly. Gigo EP, what's a movie a lot of people are excited for, but you're just not, or just on the fence? For me, a hot take: Oppenheimer, simply because as much as I like Nolan, he hasn't really made a movie I loved since Inception. Okay. Well, Joker 2, people are very excited for that. I'm certainly not. Um, um, yeah, mine's gonna be Joker 2. I do not want to see that. Zach?
I don't really have one off the top of my head.
All right, no worries.
I mean, every movie I don't want to see, other people don't want to see. So.
We're almost at the end here. And I skipped one accidentally. Gigo EP, this would be a fun fantasy. What would be like if you guys, John Campion, Robert Mybernet, Real Rejects, Koi Jandreau, Christian Harloff, as guests on This Week in Geek? If they want to, they're more than welcome. I'm happy to have them on the show. So you guys go on their live streams and whatnot and ask them to be a part of this. I once shot a message over to Robert Mybernet, by the way. A long time ago at this point, and I never heard back. So, oh well. But if they want to, I'm happy to be on their show, and I'm happy to have them on mine. Demi and Scott, I saw some breaking news. Ben Affleck will do reshoots in the Flash movie. Any thoughts and opinions? Haven't seen that. Don't know where it's coming from. So if it's not from a Deadline or a Hollywood Reporter or a Variety, even a Rap, I wouldn't pay no mind to it. Check the source, and then yeah, check if it's true. The Venetian Scott also asks, what are some films so far you've seen this year that you love but everybody hated? Thor: Love and Thunder, one of the best films of the year. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the one, right? Zach?
Yep. Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder is a masterpiece, man.
Yes. All right. Last two questions. Presuming the DCU is rebooted sooner or later, from channel member MSB. By the way, thank you for supporting the channel, Manuel, who was in our show a few weeks ago. And if you want to become a channel member, there's a link in the description. There's exclusive perks for that, getting shoutouts. And this month, also, we will start with the exclusive Q&As on weekends. Maybe next week. Because Zach and I have a match, and after that, I can come talk to you guys.
Yeah, we gotta win at that.
MSB asks, presuming the DCU is rebooted sooner or later, if you could keep specific actors from the current DCU in the next era, who would you choose? Jason Momoa? The Rock? Because I'm just happy that he's finally getting his superhero movie 9 years after. 80 years
Henry
after
Cavill
it was first announced. And Henry Cavill, even though I don't even know if he's a part of the DCU currently. So yeah, those are the ones that
I would throw. I know you don't love Shazam. I do. I love Zachary Levi with all my whole heart.
I think he's fantastic as Shazam.
That guy deserves everything.
I think he's wonderful.
So yeah, I would definitely keep him.
I just wish the movies were better.
Yeah, I you know me, I love him. So really excited for this new one. But I would even keep Gal. Honestly, I think all their casting's stellar. They just Stop trying to copy Kevin. Just do your own fucking thing.
Channel member MSB also asks, do you expect the MCU to reboot itself? I ask this because we're reaching a point where the amount of content is starting to become quite heavy for new viewers to be welcomed into the saga.
You know what though? I had
Secret Wars,
I
man.
had it. But you know what? I want to say something with that. I have a friend who kind of said the same thing. He goes, "Don't you think it's too much?" I said, "No, because you just pick and choose what you want to watch. Like if
Yeah.
you want to watch everything, you will get more out of it. And to be honest, it's not really a chore. You just watch it when you
No.
can. It's like any other show you watch. And the difference is that everything's a different genre most of the time. So you're not watching the same thing. Miss Marvel is not the same thing as Moon Knight. Moon Knight is not the same thing as Doctor Strange or Thor. Like
Yeah.
I hate the whole criticism that there's too much. No, there's not. And I will even say this is that like Damon Lindelof, the writer of Watchmen and stuff like this, said,
Oh yeah.
"I wish there was less Marvel movies to make them feel more special." Well, they're not supposed to all be big event films. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I view it. Like we don't need another Avengers Endgame. It's okay if we have to wait 4 or 5 years for the next Avengers film. Build up to that, but it definitely. And honestly, I'll tell you this: I don't expect that every character we've seen to show up in Secret Wars, to show up in King Dynasty.
No.
I don't.
If
Like
anything, they've
Moon,
proven they're restrained. They're restrained and serve the characters and story over fan service.
yeah, like Moon Knight. As of right now, he should not be in those movies. I have no idea how you'd even put him in there. There's no reason.
I think he can fit in Secret Wars. If the world is being threatened, he can fit in there perfectly fine. I just don't think he needs to cross over before that. You know.
I also think King Dynasty is going to be a smaller film than most people are expecting, like Avengers wise. I think it is going to be like a new Avengers team.
Oh,
and then whatever happens in that.
Obviously, it's going to be a new Avengers team because half of the original is out. But yeah. And finally, the real question that I want to ask, because I haven't confronted Zach Pope about this yet. Zach, from MSB, channel member MSB. Zach, are you coming to LFF this year? If not, 2023?
I applied, so we'll see. But if not, yeah.
You applied? Okay, you didn't tell me that you applied. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so 2023 would be,
And you haven't heard back because they're really fast this year. Like within the hour of me applying, I got the answer back.
Oh, really? Oh, I'll go look after this. I didn't think I did.
Go check because you probably got accepted if you applied. All right, and that is it for the longest show we've had in a while. Next week we're going back to 90 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Zach, thank you for joining me. What do you got coming up this week, and where can people find you online?
So I have a lot of, I'll kind of say it definitely after this, 9 o'clock, my room tour goes up. In there, the special announcement, one of them is my Patreon is reactivating. Lots of exclusive stuff. You can kind of get the first tease of that, and then like the link will be in the bio. There's like 7 tiers. For just $5 a month, I'll say this: you're gonna get me watching along to everything that debuts. That'll start in September. So a lot of people have been asking me to do live stream watch-alongs. I don't really want to do that personally because then I have to deal with the copyright claim, music and stuff like that. So I would rather straight up just stream it to that, and then that's it. If you want to watch it, it'll be on there. But you'll get my like reactions. Maybe I'll like clip some stuff out. But other than that, that's kind of what I have is just some cool Patreon stuff. Beast, is that Idris Elba movie? I'm seeing that. Yeah. Dragon Ball, Better Call Saul, and then a bunch of YouTube shorts I have planned throughout the week. So look forward to that.
All right, I have my She-Hulk spoiler-free review coming out this week for the first 4 episodes. I have an Orphan First Kill review coming out on Monday. What else? I got a few shorts planned, particularly my reaction to Nope straight out of the theater before a proper review. A Dragon Ball movie ranking, maybe a Dragon Ball superhero spoiler review, as well as other surprises that I have planned out, shorts as well. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much for joining us. Go check Zach's channel out for his room tour. Subscribe to him if you haven't. Subscribe to me if you haven't. We're almost to 4K subscribers, guys. And next weekend, here's a guarantee for channel members, we're having our first live Q&A. Relax, just you and me, very intimate, just chatting this shit.
No
For
clothes on,
those
right?
who support the channel. Sorry?
No clothes on, right? So you said intimate.
No clothes on. No clothes on my
Okay.
part. Because I'm the only one on camera. So I hope you guys are there, the members watching. And if you're not a member, consider joining and supporting the channel, and you get all those exclusive perks and shout outs at the end of every video. Thank you so much once more, guys. And until the next time, I haven't said this in a while, love each other and love the movies. Bye-bye, everyone.